I want to defer to you, but I want you to hear my point before we come back to you. I agree with you. Me personally, I'm going to admit this. I'm going to admit this on national television. I don't give a damn what it is. Figure it out. Don't mess up with that. Don't mess with that fight. Cinco de Mayo, I know where I'm going to be. You understand what I'm saying? I might wear Mexican garb and all that stuff.
Whatever one of them is on,
I'm going to be up in that piece. I ain't missing this, okay?
If one of them is on something, just give the other one the same thing.
Give the other one and do what you got to do, Molly. You understand? Don't mess with my fight on Cinco de Mayo. You understand? Don't mess with it, all right? Ask everybody, figure it out. You understand? Because I will say this. This is, in all seriousness, this is where I think we have to be careful. I'm going to give Canelo Alvarez the benefit of the doubt. This dude is a superstar. He is something special. And he's a treasure in the sport of boxing in this day and age. I think he's the biggest box office draw in boxing right now. Having said all of that, Max, just playing the devil's advocate, not to cast any aspersions on them, but look at what you said. You talked about world-class fighters in Mexico. The fact that we could easily lean on an argument that this substance has been found in the bodies of Mexican fighters before. So it's a plausible deniability argument that could be made. Combine that with the fact who he went up against. He went up against the monster. The monster, Triple G, Gennady Golovkin. And, you know, he was a guy that moved up to middleweight to fight a natural middleweight who is a knockout artist in Triple G. So if there was ever a reason to have substance in your system, that would be it. But I don't believe, I'm going to side with Canelo. I'm just saying that if you are USADA or anybody else, okay?
Or VADA.
There is a situation where you find yourself not just looking at the evidence, but you also look at the incentive and the agendas and everything else. And these are the kind of things that boxing has to be.
Okay, but so Canelo had to build up to a middleweight, right? He's not going to, it's not a weight-burning thing you're going to be looking for. You're going to be looking for a muscle-building thing, right? The other thing is I've worked fights before. There was a Vargas-Salido fight, a war in Southern California, StubHub Center. They had some great fights there.
I remember that.
And clenbuterol was found in Vargas's system.
Right.
But it was trace amounts that would be the kind of amounts that would come from contaminated meat. And there's no controversy. That meat does exist in Mexico and is widely consumed. And therefore, even American athletes, when they travel in Mexico, come back and have been found the elevated clenbuterol levels. So the NFL players, no, doesn't matter, not an excuse. Careful when you travel in Mexico. But if you live in Mexico, how are you? You're supposed to know every time you buy a burger, you're supposed to know, or you eat a burrito.
You can't get like organic good meat?
You have to trace the supplier of the meat. Now,
I can't believe you, of all people, asked that question. You the one that know all of this stuff better than most of us, as much as you travel.
And the way I'm just asking. There's not a way to get around you and protect yourself. I
am saying to you that I would lean on you before I lean on somebody else. You would know.
I try to have someone help me out. I don't know if it's possible.
Right. Also, fighters are, not Canelo Alvarez, but many fighters don't have the resources that major American athletes have to have an investigator check where their meat is coming from. The point is, if his clenbuterol levels are through the roof, and we hear, look, there's no way this is coming from meat, that's one thing. But if it's a trace amount of something that helps you burn fat, and he's in Mexico, and we know the meat's contaminated.
So you guys believe it.
You know what we're saying? You know what we're really saying? You know what Max is really saying? Damn it, this ain't enough to stop the fight. Okay? Let's find a way to squash this storyline. Get rid of it. Now, Max don't need to say it. I'll say it. I don't give a damn what it is. Figure it out. Get rid of it. Resolve it. Look, you're damn right it's going to be on. You better believe it's going to be on. It better be on.
You know what's messed up about
Canelo right now?
You know what's messed up about this for Canelo's reputation, though? This dude was a teenager fighting grown men in Mexico packing the house. He comes to the States. He's the money guy. He doesn't have to he doesn't have to take all the toughest fights. He takes fights against guys like Austin Trout, Erislandy Lara. These are tough guys. He fights Triple G and then agrees to VADA testing, which catches cheaters. And now his name is being dragged through the mud, even though there is plausible deniability.
I completely get it. Not fair, but can't some meat companies start sending in some good meat?
You can call it being dragged through the mud all you want to. Ain't no mud this way. I love Canelo. He all right with me. Let me tell you something right now. This is a small issue. Oscar De La Hoya and the Golden Boy crew will handle this, okay? There will be a fight on Cinco de Mayo. We will all be there.
And
there ain't no personal. The personal agenda is that we want to see the fight.
Hold on.
I don't want a bad meat. Canelo versus Triple G gets stopped because of bad meat. Who cares about that? Who cares about that? I eat bad meat all the time, okay? Who cares? Who cares?
I just want to be very clear about something. I want to be very clear, but I get your point.
Right.
I think people appreciate that.
Please.
You want the fight to go on. In addition and separate from that, do you believe there was wrongdoing here based on the evidence?
No.
Neither do I.
No.
Neither
He's a warrior.
Right.
Canelo is a warrior.
That's right.
He ain't scared of anything, and I don't believe he's a cheater.
Do you want to go to the fight?
I am going to the fight.